Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everything Life and Financial Freedom. I'm Linda McKissack.
And I'm Jim McKissack.
And we're just two ordinary people who woke up one day after a big crash in the economy, and we found ourselves $600,000 in debt and decided this was not going to be our life. We wanted an extraordinary life, and we needed to figure out a plan to create an extraordinary life. So if you want an extraordinary life, you're in the right place. Our conversations are all around how to build leverage of your time, money, and relationships so that you can have an extraordinary life. No matter where you are, where you start, you're in the right place. You can do it. Welcome to Everything Life and Financial Freedom. We are your hosts, Linda and Jim McKissack. If you know our story, you know that we went from over $600,000 in debt to having financial freedom. We share some of the insights and practical tips that we've learned over the last 30 years for achieving financial freedom, building wealth, and building an extraordinary life. Let's get started with today's episode. I love some of the things that you get from Home Depot, and this might apply as you become more of a bigger investor. But I love over the years kind of watching some of the perks and stuff that you've gotten from Home Depot and Lowe's. So I want to kind of talk to people about that, about if you're going to be an investor, having, set up the accounts and things with those. So talk a little bit about that. Why'd you do it? What did it do for you? And which one's what and all that stuff?
Yeah, well, with Home Depot, you need to, as you go in there and you're going to be an investor in the investing world, you need to go in there and register your company as a professional, and it's called Pros Rewards.
Yep.
And go into Home Depot and fill out the paperwork and stuff. And I got an account there, and the Pro Rewards account. Man, they've got some great deals for us, for those people, for the pros out there. And one of the things is whenever you go out there and you start spending certain amounts of money, as the money increases and stuff, you can they have like Pro Rewards for gas mileage. You can go out there and
that was my favorite when the gas was so high.
Yeah, the gas was really high, and we got free gas basically.
I mean, pretty much I'd fill it up for 28 cents.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister's like, I'd send my sister to fill up my gas because I hate going to get gas. And she'd go, good Lord. And I say, hey, type in Jimmy's number and we're going to get cheap gas. She'd say, we'd fill that thing up for 28 cents. How in the world are you doing that?
Also, you when you go in there, and you want to buy as much as you can at one time if you're going to rehab a house.
Right. Okay.
And so you'd want to buy all your sheetrock, your light fixtures, your everything. And if that amount comes up to over $3,000, you send it in for a bid. And the bid amount, they'll go in there and they'll take that total package, and usually they'll discount it 20 to sometimes 30%, depending on where they're at. And so if you're going to spend over $3,000, you could probably get that package for $2,200 or $2,300.
Wow.
So that's Home Depot, and Home Depot has a lot of those kind of deals and stuff. And then they run some extra deals on Pro Rewards customers, just for the pros, that are extra in-house discounts on some plumbing fixtures, light fixtures, building supplies, lumber, and different things like that you can go buy, that they just run specials just for the pros.
I noticed you had, like, we were up in Montana, we bought a property in Montana, and they had these really cool rockers that were made out of, I don't know what they're made out of, some kind of,
it's like a plastic, but
it was a hard plastic.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, these are perfect. This would weather well. I mean, there's a lot of good things about this. So we grabbed them, and they were like $52. They were so cheap. And we kept going back every time and getting more, because we'd like, oh, we need 4 up front. Oh, we need 4 in the back of the house. I mean, all those things. But I noticed you had these perk things on your phone. You said, oh crap, I need to use these perks. These will be free. How do you get those?
You get those by buying more also. So not only do you get the gas rewards, but you get the perk rewards too. When you reach certain levels of purchasing, I think, it runs different levels, but they'll send you a deal that says, you get $70, worth of purchase.
So is it like just a gift card?
Just like a gift card, but it's just running on your computer, on your phone.
Those, because I noticed they expire.
No, they do expire, and I have lost a few. You can go into Home Depot and buy them, just use them for cash to go buy anything at the store.
Home Depot's got so much stuff, you could buy stuff even for your own house if you needed to. Yeah, great idea. I love it. So I love that you do that. That always excites me when I see you doing that. And then let's talk a little bit about What do
Some
you,
some
Lowe's?
some of the best deals from Lowe have come from Lowe's.
Okay,
I
so let's talk
bought
about
a
that.
ton of appliances, especially from Lowe's in there, and Lowe's takes back product like a dishwasher or a stove or something that may have a little dent in it,
Yeah.
or the customer says it's the dishwasher leaks or something, then they go back through it, refurbish it, they guarantee it just like it's brand new, and you can go in there and you can buy it directly off the floor. Now the trick to that is to go in there and they date when they put
Out
that out, on
on
the
the
floor
floor.
to sell.
Uh-huh.
And there'll be a date on the tag and stuff. You need to look at that date. And if they've been there for 3 weeks or longer, you can get a lot better price on them. So you can go, you need to ask for the manager of that department and go in there and let's say they had a dishwasher that was $500. It's
Yeah.
stainless
Hmm.
steel inside, high quality, good dishwasher,
Yeah.
and you could go in and you could offer 250 or 275 for that, and the manager at that time has the authority to sell it to you based on it's been there for 3 weeks and it hasn't sold yet.
Awesome. I love that.
And
I've seen
so
you do
and
that
and
before.
I've done it so many times with stoves, refrigerators, everything. I remember when one house I went and did this, I was able to get a stove. It was a LG stove that was a high-end stove.
Yeah.
I got it for like $400. It was about a $900 stove
Yep.
retail.
Yep.
So I got less than 50%. I got a $2,000 refrigerator for 800. I got a microwave for $150. It was one that was about $300 microwave, and all of them were the same brand, and I was able to buy the whole appliance package for one of our rental properties that we were rehabbing, for about $1,500.
God, that's sweet.
Yeah, so it was
That makes a
crazy.
big difference in a
Yeah.
house. And it's a
And
rental.
normally we budget about 3,500 for those.
Wow. And we're going to do an episode on the best upgrades and kind of what those numbers
Hmm.
are. But what a great, man, savings. And in a rent house, that's perfect. And they're real. I've looked at the stuff.
Yeah.
They don't look like you can
No,
even tell anything's wrong with the most of
no.
them.
And there might be a dent on the side, a stove, it slides in, it's between the cabinets anyway. And so, would never see that dent whatsoever anyway.
Yeah. So
And
true.
and this is brand new stuff.
Yeah. So, other than that, what else is it at Lowe's that you take advantage of or that you like? I've never really understood the
That's
difference.
pretty much what I
Do
do
at
with
Lowe's.
Lowe's, and they have another rewards program that's like Home Depot. It operates a little bit differently than that, but
Is it just not as
it's
good or
not doesn't seem to be as good. But you can't go do at Home Depot what you can do at Lowe's on those appliances.
right? So
Home
you want to keep
Depot,
both of
yeah,
them in your pocket. Don't just say, oh,
yeah.
I only like Lowe's or I only like Home Depot. Look at the advantages of each one. So let's talk about what are the advantages of Lowe's, because sometimes I don't ever know the reasoning, but when we're going to go do something, sometimes we'll go to Home Depot and sometimes you go to Lowe's, and in your mind, I can tell which one we need to go
Well,
to.
number one, it takes TIME because you've got to go to Lowe's and you've got to look. They may not have any dishwashers in that have
Yeah.
come back.
Okay.
And so you have to go into the store to find that out.
Yeah.
And so, but generally there's some appliance and stuff. So if I'm looking, depends on what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If I'm looking for lumber, if I'm looking for, sometimes Home Depot has a better selection of light fixtures
Mhm.
and stuff. But also, you can go in there and, with Lowe's, if you're buying at a quantity, you can go get that same bid deal
At
like they
Lowe's
do
too.
at Lowe's, the same bid process that you do at Home Depot.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
interesting.
so,
So
yeah,
you can get bid at both of them. Have you noticed one of them is a better comeback at a bid than the other?
it seems like that Home Depot is a little bit better on the bid stuff. Now, Lowe's crushes them on the appliances and things like that. I mean, their pricing um, seems to be better, and you're able to negotiate more.
Yeah, gotcha. So, anything else, any other differences that you can notice or that you think about between Lowe's and Home Depot? so number one, they should always go in and sign up for the pro accounts. Is there anything up front you have to do to be qualify for the pro account, or you just
Well,
register?
you're going to get a credit card
Okay.
when
you'll
you
get
do
credit.
that. So you've got to qualify for the credit card.
Okay.
And I put the credit card in the business name called McKissack Residential Properties
Right.
and stuff. And so it's in that name that it's registered in and stuff. And it's
Now, what if
qualified for
somebody
the work.
didn't have a McKissack Residential Property Company? They had, not Bob Smith Residential. They didn't have that. They just have Bob Smith, their name. Would that work?
They can go apply for they've got 3 different kinds of cards there.
Okay.
And so in order for it to be a pro rewards account, it needs to be a business.
Okay. So
And
they
so
would
that's
have
the reason you have to go in there and treat what you're doing as a business from day one. You're better off doing it that way anyway.
Yeah.
To go in there and just assume that you're going to get the benefits of a big business, even though you're a small business. You may just be getting started.
Yeah.
But you want to go in there and come with a deal that you're a full-blown business.
Which, by the way, in one of our future episodes, let's talk about that, because I noticed with my trainer, he's got a construction business. He just now made it a business. So we'll talk about the pros and cons of why you don't want to just be an individual, why you'd want to actually go ahead and do that. So we'll talk about that in a future episode. But so they have to have a business to do that. Okay. And what else? Do you I guess you'd have to have decent credit, because they're going to run a credit report on you, right? And give you a limit. Do they give you a limit like a regular?
Yeah, it starts out with a smaller limit, and then as you're there longer and as you buy more and stuff, they bump it up really quick.
Okay. Do you have to go in and ask for that, or they just bump it automatically?
They'll bump it automatically if you buy enough. If you don't, then you have to go in there and ask for it. If, let's say you had a big purchase, you were going in there and your credit limit's $1,500 and you were going to go buy $3,000 worth of stuff, they would have to come in there and approve that on your first deal.
Okay. And I've noticed in the past before, we've always had a kind of a, I don't know, what would you call what David was for us? Like a
contractor. Yeah.
So
when you have the business account, they'll allow you to have business cards done for your employees.
right.
And so you can have, and they don't have to qualify. They do all the qualification under you, but you could you can limit the amount of money that person could go charge. So you might want to have a contractor that, say, your credit limit's 50,000 over there, and you might want to limit it to 5,000 or something for the employee card. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed David, when he was here in Texas working for us, now he's in Missouri working for us, but and I guess he still does it in Missouri for the VRBOs, but he could actually go to those places, and it's because he had the card.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any other secrets or tricks? I noticed with David, he gets to know everybody there. Is there any advantage or perks to kind of know who's who at Lowe's or Home Depot?
Absolutely, because it gets you through the line a lot quicker. They wait on you quicker. And David's really good at that. He can make friends with anybody anywhere.
Actually, don't they call him Grandpa?
Yeah, they call him Grandpa now. But anyway, he just makes friends with everybody there, and they know him when he comes in. Lots of times he'll walk in and he'll say, well, I need 4 bags of concrete or something like that, and he'll have one of the guys, and they just jump right on it and go get it for him.
Yeah, I love that
stuff.
And I think in a future episode we'll talk about who do you want as a contractor, and how do you find, because I think that's a big question people have, is who's going to work on these houses if I don't have the skill to do that. So we'll talk about that in a future episode. Is there any other things that you can think of between Home Depot and Lowe's? And they always seem to be close to each other, right? They're usually sometimes right across the street.
Yeah.
And I've noticed sometimes we've gone into one, then we'll go back out of that one and go into another one. Is that because you're looking?
That's because I'm looking for specific items.
Okay.
Like I said, with Lowe's, it's generally been appliances and stuff like that. Now, Home Depot and Lowe's, they've got really efficient at deliveries and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, they will come in there, and it's very hard to buy product off of the floor.
Yeah.
They won't sell the models and stuff out there if you need something today. But
they'll deliver fast.
Next day delivery.
Oh, that's good.
A lot of stuff. And so that's been really handy. And they just started doing that.
Yeah.
It's not something that was
there
customer before used to would take 2 to 3 weeks to get appliances
which sometimes
in.
you're needing this at the last minute. You just found out the dishwasher doesn't work and your tenant's about to move in. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a good perk. And is that Lowe's and Home Depot, or just Lowe's?
Yeah, both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Any other differences or
No,
things that
that's
you
pretty
think
much it.
would be good? Yeah. And pretty much in every city in the country, somewhere is a Home Depot or Lowe's close to you.
We bought a lot of product from them.
Yeah. I feel like they've started having a lot of additional products too. Like we bought rugs there before, like for our
Mhm.
VRBOs, because we furnish those completely ourselves. So awesome. Okay. Well, great conversation on understanding Home Depot and Lowe's. And if you're going to be an investor, then this is an important
Yeah.
conversation. And by the way, it's sure nice to get that cheap gas.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. So thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. And remember, if you have not hit the subscribe button, please go ahead and do that now. And the greatest compliment you can give Jim and I is a great 5-star review so that other people can find this podcast. Anybody who is an ordinary person who just wants to have an extraordinary life, that's who we're looking for. We're going to share everything we've used to go from $600,000 in debt to have an extraordinary life. And we just want to help other people do the same thing. Certainly feel blessed to have gone through what we've gone through so that we could learn what we needed to learn so that we could share it with people who also need to learn it.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm Linda McKissack,
And
and I'll
I'm
see you
Jim,
next time.
and I'm Jim McKissack. See you then.
And he'll see you next time. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for listening today. If you haven't already, please subscribe and share this podcast with others. The greatest compliment you can give us is to leave a 5-star review. And please feel free to reach out to us at info@lindamckissack.com. We would love to hear from you about any ideas, topics, or guests to include on our podcast. So see you next time.